say one thing about
why
creativity.
is it so expensive? Isn't it like expensive?
Where is that gentleman?
Yeah, why is it so expensive?
That's it.
Isn't it like $2 grand or something?
It used to be. Now the prices come down, but even if it was 200,000, it would be worth it to me for what it's done for me. But anyway, the price now is, and that's why the David Lynch Foundation was set up, to give meditation to any student anywhere in the world who wanted it. And so far, it's been given to about 150,000 students all around the world. And so Bobby is the vice president of the David Lynch Foundation, and he always says, if you write a good letter, chances are we will really help you get it, you know, for very little or nothing. But it's worth it. And I say if you got a good deal on it, if you love it, and it's doing what you love for your life, then later on, when you become a multi-millionaire, you will help give this to others.
Norman wanted to comment on creativity.
Yeah, I just have noticed that there are a lot of people who are interested in creativity, and I am also very interested, and I interviewed a lot of very creative people in the book. And some are very famous, and some are not very famous, but still very creative. For example, a colleague of mine had a 30 years long writer's block. He always wanted to write plays, and he just couldn't sit down. And after learning to meditate, he conceived during one of his meditations an entire play that he went on to write and produce. And it basically unlocked a 30-year writer's block.
The play was a failure.
What can I say? I'm the straight man. I'll feed him the lines. So the other situation is some really, really talented people, including, for example, a billionaire hedge fund owner. And I said to him now, you know, has this, he said, it's really made me very, very creative. And I said, you know, what creative ideas have you had? Like, you know, and he said, you know, it's not getting like a blockbuster creative idea, but lots of little creative ideas. And funnily enough, the same was said to me by your colleague Martin Scorsese. He said the same thing, you know, a lot of little ideas about how to put this piece of music and this voiceover and the music together. Things that, you know, when we go to a movie and we just say, wow, that was just a wonderful movie, we don't really necessarily think of all these little decisions that the director has made that makes for this amazing effect, like Mulholland Drive. Or, you know, when we see somebody who does incredibly well in the stock market, we don't think of all these little decisions. And this guy, this hedge fund owner said, you know, our lives are often the result of multiple little decisions that all add up, and that the sum total of which, and you know, here you are twice a day meditating, twice a day accessing what David calls the treasury, which I think is a great image because you really feel like you're getting gold that you can spend for the rest of the day. So for anybody interested in creativity, I would really say, look into TM. It's an extraordinary facilitator.
Two more questions. You call. Your call.
David, this consciousness that you speak of, some people feel that it's one becoming closer to a God or some sort of creator, and it's given to you through the process, and you go through the process in purity, and you eventually go through this dark night of the soul, which I heard those words before I heard you say those words, and it sounds pretty terrifying, that process. But maybe you could speak on how this whole process might bring you closer to whatever spiritual side that you have, or any sort of religion that some people believe that this is all because of.
there is a thing, I've heard this expression, the dark night of the soul, and in a weird way, I'd say we're all kind of going through that, and Transcendental Meditation is not a religion, it's a mental technique. But people say they, experiencing the transcendent is like a spiritual experience. And they say the transcendent is unbounded, infinite, eternal, immortal, immutable. And it has these qualities, but it's one flat field. If you experience it and start infusing more and more of that and start expanding that consciousness, you will ultimately unfold your full potential, which is enlightenment. And that is totality. That's a state described as more than the most. You won't have any worries and you'll understand everything, and they say you'll know it by being it. So just start diving within and start enjoying life more and more each day, and a picture gets bigger and bigger and bigger each day. Everything looks better and better each day. They say the world is as you are. So if you, like I always say, if you have dark green dirty glasses, this is the world for you. You get a technique that cleans those glasses, brings in gold and rose, and more and more and more, and then that's your world. It's really true. We're supposed to be happy, and we're not supposed to suffer. This is the way it's supposed to be. And that dark night of the soul is over one day.
Last question.